Hello everyone, myself Professor Chavan. We have started the second chapter from our 11th Science CBSE board for the subject physics. In previous lecture about the measurement of errors, we have learned about the two types of errors, that is the system error and the random error. Okay. So in the system error, that errors can be corrected. Also, we know about the either that error will be the positive error or the negative error, and that is we can go for the direction rectification. Okay, but in case of the random error, as we don't know about the cause of the random error, we can't go for its correction, or we cannot rectify this random error by some taking the readings. So that's why we have to go by the method of the probability, and on that basis we have calculated some mean values. Then we have seen some types of the random errors like the absolute error, relative error, fractional error, and the percentage error. Okay. So when we have given some readings, first of all we have to go for the mean value. Then we have to go for the absolute error in each reading. Then we can calculate the mean absolute error. Okay. Then from the mean absolute error we can calculate the relative error, and once we know the relative error, it is equal to the fractional error, and we can go for the percentage error. Now we have to go for the propagation of the errors in this lecture. Okay, propagation of errors. When we have some readings, we have to go for the addition and the subtraction. Then in that case, whenever we take some readings, that quantity is depend on the another quantity also. So whatever the readings coming there, that is not only due to the one single reading. Whenever we have to find out, suppose we have to find out the time period of the oscillation of the pendulum, then what is the formula? T is equal to 2 pi under root of L by G. Then whenever we have to go for finding the time, then what is necessary, that we must take the reading of this length perfectly. Okay, if there is some reading in this length, then it is not possible to go for the correct reading of our time period. Okay, or if we have to find out the length, then we must have to note down the period of the oscillation, that is the time, correctly. Otherwise our readings, our measurement, whatever come there, it will not be a correct one. But by considering, we have to follow that each measurement is always containing some error, some tolerance in it, and accordingly we have to go for the calculations. Because if we have to go for the finding the any quantity, then we must have to consider that while finding that quantity, it is coming from the another quantities also, because that quantity is depending on another quantity. To calculate that quantity, we have to depend on the 2 or 3 more quantities. So that's why we have to go for the, accordingly we have to follow the procedure for the propagation of the errors. Okay, now how the errors get propagated? First of all, see about the addition and the subtraction. Okay, addition and subtraction. Suppose we have the two readings, that is the we have taken, suppose those are A plus or minus delta A and B plus or minus delta B. Now how much are the maximum and minimum values for these two readings? Either A plus delta A or A minus delta I. Okay, this is the maximum value of our measurement, this is the minimum value. Then it is B plus delta B and B minus delta B. Okay, what is the maximum value? It is A plus delta A and B plus delta B, or A minus delta A, B minus delta B. These are the maximum minimum values. Now if we go for the addition of these, values, we must have to consider the addition and subtraction of that absolute errors also, because in this is the mean value and this is the absolute value. Okay, whenever we write down any reading, then it is given in terms of the mean value plus the absolute value. We have learned this in the previous lecture. So each time whenever we go for the addition of the measurements, we also have to go for the addition of the absolute errors also. Okay, so when we go for the addition, then A plus delta A upon B plus delta B. So what is the addition here? It is A plus B plus A delta A plus delta B. Okay, this is about the addition. Now what about the subtraction? अगर सब्ट्रैक्शन करने जाएंगे हम तो फिर क्या आता है? A minus delta A, B minus delta B. Then we will get the value as A minus B minus delta A plus delta B, because outside side is sign is negative, so we have to write down as delta A plus delta B. Okay, delta A plus delta B. That is, whenever we have to go for the addition of the two values, then we have to go for the addition of the two absolute values only. Okay, whatever the we process follow, that we have to follow only for the mean values. We have to add, then we have to add the mean values only. We have to subtract, we have to subtract the mean values only, and we have to consider the addition of the absolute errors there. Okay, so here you can see it is the positive sign, here also the positive sign. That's why you can say that subtraction. Okay, that's why we have to say here that it is delta A plus delta B and delta A plus delta B. At both the cases we are getting the addition of the two absolute errors. So what is the statement for the propagation of the errors in the addition and subtraction? That while we go for the addition and subtraction, we have to go for the addition of the absolute errors. Okay, while going for addition or subtraction, we always have to do addition of absolute errors. Okay, we always have to do the addition of the absolute errors. Okay, so this is about the addition or the subtraction in the propagation of the errors. So we'll see one small example on this so that you will get the idea about how we are actually going for it. Okay, whenever the example is given, first of all, first stage is find out the maximum and minimum values, and then we have to go for the addition and subtraction, okay, according to the example given. So here the reading is the two capacitors are joined in parallel. Two capacitors are joined in parallel their capacitance is 1.3 plus or minus 0.1 microfarad and 2.4 plus or minus 0.2 microfarad. Find out the total capacitance with absolute and percentage error. Okay. With the absolute and percentage error. So which values are given here? The value of the capacitance are given in the plus and minus. So in that we can go for, first of all, finding the maximum and minimum values. Okay. So it is given that the capacitors are in parallel. So what is the condition when the capacitors are in parallel? It is capacitance of the total system is equal to C1 plus C2. Okay. We have the value of C1, we have the value of C2. So similarly we have to go for the further calculations. Now do the additions. Okay. What is the addition? It will be 1.3 plus or minus 0.1 plus 2.4 plus or minus 0.2. So it will give us 0.3 plus or minus 3.7, because we have to add here, so we are taking here addition. Okay, it will be 3.7 plus or minus 0.3. Why we are taking here addition and not the minus? Because what is our rule? Whenever we have to go for the addition and subtraction, we have to take the addition of the absolute errors. Okay, so by that principle we are taking here 3.7 plus or minus 0.3. Now we get the total capacitance, but we have to calculate the absolute error and the percentage error. So we can find out the absolute error, and this is the absolute error because we have added, this is the absolute error. Okay. Okay. Now what about the percentage error? Percentage error, we have seen how to convert the absolute error into percentage error by, it is the absolute error. Okay, 0.3 upon what is the mean value? It is 3.7 into 100. Okay, absolute error upon mean into 100, this will give us the percentage error, that is 8.1%. Okay, it will give us the 8.1%. What is the formula? We have used here as absolute, okay, absolute error upon mean into 100 is equal to percentage error. Here it is the absolute error. Okay, this is the absolute error. So you come to know the idea about what we have to do when we have to go for the addition or subtraction of the two measurements. Then we have to follow the rule, that is, whenever we have to go for the addition or subtraction, we have to add the errors, the absolute errors. Okay, here we have added the absolute error, we get this value. In this, absolute error is 0.3%. Now we have to go for the percentage error. How to calculate percentage error? Absolute error upon mean into 100, it will give us the value of the percentage error. Okay, so this is the example of our propagation of the errors. Now we will see some methods for the multiplication and division considering the propagation of the errors. Okay, so the multiplication and division, second part is the multiplication and division. In that case, suppose the two measurements are given, A plus or minus delta A and B plus or minus delta B. Then in this case, let us suppose that we have the product of these two measurements. Let us suppose that we have the product P. Let P be the product of mean values that is P is equal to A dot B, and considering errors and with errors, P plus or minus delta P. Okay, P plus or minus delta P. Now we have to go by the actual multiplication of these two measurements. So that we can write it as the P plus or minus delta P is equal to A plus or minus delta A into B plus or minus delta B. Okay, so we'll go for the actual multiplication now. It can be written as A into B plus or minus A delta B plus or minus delta A into B plus or minus delta A into delta B. Delta A into delta B. Then here you can write as P plus delta P. Okay. Now in this example, considering these are the absolute errors, okay, then if we take the multiplication of the absolute error, it will again one small value. So that for that purpose we can neglect this term and we can write it as P plus or minus delta P is equal to A dot B plus or minus A dot delta B plus or minus delta A dot B, neglecting absolute errors as too small. Okay, so now we have to take the next step, that is, if we look at this, what is A dot B? It is P. Okay, so we can cancel this P with this A dot B. Okay, because P is equal to A dot B and get cancelled. Okay, now we have the value delta P is equal to plus or minus A delta B plus or minus A delta A dot B. Now the next step we have to do is just divide both the sides by the P. Okay, we will get just divide both the sides by P. Divide both side by P. Now what is P actually? Delta P upon P is equal to plus or minus A delta B upon A dot B plus or minus delta A dot B upon A into B. So from this A will get cancelled and this B will get cancelled. We can write as delta P upon P is equal to plus or minus delta A upon A plus or minus delta B upon B. Okay, this is the final equation of our multiplication and division. Okay, this is the final equation of our multiplication and division, and from this what we can say, whenever we have to go for the multiplication of the two measurements, we have to take the addition or the subtraction of the two relative errors of its constituents. Okay, relative errors of the constituents. Then we can write it as, that is, we have to consider, we have to take the addition of relative errors of constituents. Okay. We have to take the addition of the relative errors of the constituents. So from this, what we have decided? What is our conclusion? That we have to take the addition of the relative error of its constituent, delta A upon A plus delta B upon B. Okay. So whenever we go for the multiplication and division, we have to go for the addition of the relative errors of its constituents. Now we will see one example, short example on this, so that we will get the idea of the how we have to go for the multiplication and the division. Okay. So the example is in an experiment, voltage is observed as V is equal to 100 plus or minus 5 volt and current I is equal to 10 plus or minus 0.2 ampere. Find the percentage error in resistance. Find the percentage error in resistance. So which values are given? V is equal to 100 plus or minus 5. That is, we can write as V plus or minus delta V. And I is equal to 10 plus or minus 0.2. That is equal to I plus or minus delta I. Okay. So these values are given. Then we know resistance is the division. Resistance में क्या होती है? Division रहती है. So what is the resistance? Resistance R is equal to voltage upon current. Okay. Voltage upon current. So what is our formula for the multiplication division? We have to take the relative error of its constituent. So likewise we will get R is equal to V upon I. Therefore delta R upon R is equal to, you can write, plus or minus delta V upon V plus delta I upon I. Okay. Now we have plus or minus 100 upon 5 upon 100 plus 0.2 upon 10 is equal to, how much is the resistance? It is plus or minus 7 by 100. Okay. What is the value of delta R upon R? It is plus or minus 7 upon 100. Okay. Now they are asking us about the percentage error. So how to calculate the percentage error? Just we have to multiply by 100. Okay. delta R upon R into 100. We will get plus or minus 7 upon 100 into 100 is equal to plus or minus 7%. Okay, plus or minus 7%. This is the percentage error. Now here delta R, this delta R is the absolute error. Okay, we know this delta R is the absolute error. Now we have to calculate the resistance R. So for that purpose we can go by delta R is equal to 7 upon 100 into R, because delta R upon R is equal to 7 upon 100. Okay. Likewise, also as R is equal to 100 upon 10, we will get R is equal to 10. So how much is the percentage error in the resistance? हमको पता चला अब डेल्टा आर कितना है, डेल्टा आर हमको कैलकुलेट करना है, रेजिस्टेंस पता चला, तो फिर हम पता कर सकते हैं कि फॉर एब्सोल्यूट एरर आर इज इक्वल टू 7 upon 100 this into R, it is 10, we will get 0.7 ohm. Okay. So the absolute error in this it is 0.7 ohm and the percentage error in this it is 7%. Okay. You have to understand about the what is the actual definition behind the propagation of the errors in the multiplication and division and during the addition and subtraction. That whenever we have to go for the addition or subtraction of the measurements we have taken, we have to go for the addition of the absolute errors, and whenever we have to go for the multiplication and the division of the measurements taken, then we have to go for the addition of the relative errors. Okay, so this is the techniques we have to use whenever we have to go for the addition and subtraction, and when we have to go for the multiplication and division, we have to always take the addition of that particular absolute errors. Okay, when we go by the considering the propagation of the errors in the addition and subtraction, we have to take the addition of the absolute errors, then we will got the final reading of that our measurements. Okay, so depending on this we have to go for some numericals. Two resistances R1 is equal to 100 plus or minus 3 and R2 is equal to 200 plus or minus 4 are connected in series and parallel in series, then and parallel, then find equivalent resistance with relative absolute and percentage error. Okay. The two resistances are given. R1 is equal to 100 plus or minus 3 and R2 is equal to 200 plus or minus 4. So now let us consider, let resistances are in series, that is RS is equal to R1 प्लस R2। पहले क्या देखा था हमने, कैपेसिटर्स आर इन series parallel, then at that time consider they are having the different formulas here. Okay, now these are in series, so we have to go this. Suppose we consider this as the mean value. So what is the mean value here? It is 100 plus 200, that is the 300. This is the RS value. Now we know whenever we are going for the addition, or then we have to take the addition of the absolute errors. Okay, so accordingly we will go RS is equal to 300 plus or minus 3 plus 4, that is 300 plus or minus 7. Now if we have to calculate this is the absolute error. Okay, this is with the absolute error. Now we have to go for the relative error. Then RS is equal to 300 plus or minus 7 upon 300. Okay, so 7 upon 300. What is the value here? This value gives us the relative error. Okay, this value will give us the relative error. Now RS is equal to 300 plus or minus 7 upon 300 into 100. This value gives us the percentage error. Okay, these values will give us the absolute error by considering the addition of the errors. It will give us the absolute error. Then by considering the relative error, delta R upon the mean value. Okay, this is the mean we get here, so it will write here. Then the relative value will get 7 upon 300 into 100. It will give us the percentage error. Now the second condition given is the resistances are in parallel. Okay, so for that purpose we will see, let the resistance are in parallel. Then what is the formula? Rp is equal to R1 plus R2 upon R1 plus R2. Okay, so from this can we calculate the Rp? It is 100 into 200 upon 100 plus 200. It will give us 300 upon, how much it is? 200 upon 300. Okay, this is the mean Rp. This is the mean Rp. We will get here 66.7. Okay, this is the mean Rp. Okay, then to find out the here it is division. Okay, so by applying the rule, we will get Rp. You can write it as R1 into R2 into R1 plus R2 bracket. Okay, this term will go in the up direction. Okay, so now the relative error is equal to delta Rp upon Rp is equal to R1, that is 3 upon 100, plus R2, it is 4 upon 200, plus R1 plus R2, it is कितना है 7 अपॉन कितना है 300. Okay, the respective values here we have to write down. Then if we calculate this, we will get 18 plus 12 plus 14 upon 300, 600. Okay, so how much is the relative error? It is 44 by 600. Okay, now this is the relative error. Okay, this is the relative error. Now we have to go for the percentage error. So percentage error is equal to 44 by 600 into 100. Okay, this is the percentage error, so that we will get 7.3%. Okay, 7.3%. Now the absolute error, we know absolute error is equal to delta RP upon RP. So what is the delta RP? It is 44 by 600. We have कहाँ पे निकला ये देखो 44 upon 600. Okay, then here we can write down as the delta RP is equal to 44 by 600 into the relative of the RP. It is 200 upon 300. So it will become 44 upon 9, that is 4.9 ohm. Okay, this is the absolute error in the delta RP. Okay, this is the absolute error in resistance. Okay, absolute error in resistance. So like this we have to go for the parallel coincidences. When it is given the two resistances, then we have to go for the formula of the resistances in the parallel, that is R1 into R2 upon R1 plus R2. Then we will get the R mean, that is the 20,000 upon 300, or we can write it as the 66.7. Okay, then we have to go for the relative errors of each term, because RP is equal to R1 into R2 into this inversion of this term. So we will write down that terms as it is, then take the relative errors of the particular terms. R1's relative error delta R upon R, delta R2 upon R2 plus this delta R1 plus R2 upon delta upon R1 plus R2. Okay, so we will get relative error 44 upon 600. Then percentage error 44 upon 600 into 100 will give us the percentage error. Now what about the absolute error? Absolute error is equal to delta RP upon RP is equal to 44 upon 600. Okay, so from this we can calculate the delta RP, that is the absolute error, is equal to 44 upon 600 into RP. RP क्या है? It is mean 20,000 upon 300. So we will get 4.9 ohm as the absolute error in the resistance. Okay, so these are some easy examples we have to solve in the exam also. Okay, so propagation of the errors is the very important topic in the numerical point of view. You must have to remember what are the rules we have to apply for the addition, multiplication, or the division and subtraction. Okay, so that's all from the propagation of the errors.